5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're live. Another episode. But it's going to be the beginning of a new series.
Oh.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
Oh. Indeed they are. So, viewers, welcome again back to the Attic podcast. We wanted to come up with something a little different, so we took a small hiatus.
Very fancy.
Start using big words like small. Right. And we came up with this idea, which we're going to be calling the Conspiracy Files. And so we've both got laptops this week. And also we've put a nice, very neat sign there that took a long time to sort of come up with. And the truth is somewhere. Not out there, but it is somewhere. And we've got these very stylish, classy props as well that are representative of some of the things that we'll be discussing in the coming weeks.
Yep.
Yeah. But, okay, the format for this new setup that we've got. So we're going to call our series The Conspiracy Files. And for the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about certain conspiracies. So myself and Ramiz have picked a list of 10 conspiracies. We've taken away 5 each. Neither of us knows which one each other's going to present each week. It's my turn for the first week. Ramiz doesn't know what I'm presenting this week, so I've done some of the research, and that's why I've got my laptop in front of me with some notes to refer back to and some quotes and dates and all that kind of thing. And Ramiz will be doing the same next week with a prepared conspiracy that I don't know anything about. So we hope you enjoy it. Some of the conspiracies are going to be maybe lighthearted and something we can laugh about. Others will probably be a bit more serious.
Yeah.
But I think with conspiracy, nevertheless, always very interesting. I find them fascinating.
So do I.
And so we hope that you do as well. And that's why we wanted to do it, because it's something that we enjoy. And I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff on YouTube about conspiracies. Not sure, but I think that's one of the main sort of things that started on YouTube.
Yeah, that would be my educated guess.
Yeah, so not wanting to miss the opportunity to jump on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
Without further ado, welcome to the Conspiracy Files.
And welcome to the first episode of the Conspiracy Files.
Welcome.
So, without further ado, this week's episode is going to be about nothing other than...
Wait for it.
The Reptoid Hypothesis. Commonly known as a few things, but I'm putting forth the hypothesis, but commonly known as shapeshifting reptilians, lizard people, lizards, the queen is a lizard, that kind of carry on.
Okay.
So, now, I'll be honest, most of my research, I say most, essentially all of my research led back to one man. I did try and find from other sources, and I'm going to start with a different source, but then basically the rest of it is David Icke. As in there's some good, but there's some good things in there.
Okay.
As in when I say good, there's some things in there about this. So anyway, Let's get into it. Let's get into it. First of all, what I was trying to look for, where's this come from? Like, what are the origins for this?
Yeah,
now we're going to get into that. I suppose David Icke would argue that it's always been there, and the different ancient societies throughout the years have said in their writings and their calligraphy and their behavior and all that. Yeah, but where's this idea first come from? So one origin of the idea is from someone called Michael Barkin.
Okay.
Barking bloody mad, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Right. Professor of political science at Syracuse University. I might not pronounce that right. He said the idea of reptilian conspiracy originated in the fiction of Conan the Barbarian.
Are you being serious?
Yeah. That's what he's saying. The first appearance of the Serpent Man in literature was in Howard's story The Shadow Kingdom, published in Weird Tales in August 1929.
Wow, imagine that.
Imagine if someone's just ripped out the pages and put them in like a history book and just completely ruined David Icke's perception of what's real and what's not. The story drew on the theosophical. Never heard that word before.
Neither
So put it
have I.
together with theory and philosophical.
Yeah.
I like the sound of the word. Theosophical ideas of the lost world.
Theology and philosophy.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Theosophical.
Oh,
Ideas of the lost worlds, in inverted commas, of Atlantis. We've all heard of Atlantis. Lemuria. And particularly Helena Blavatsky's The Secret Doctrine, with its reference to dragon men. It's great, isn't it? So anyway, serpent men, I don't want to sort of go into all of this diatribe, mainly because it's just, what are you on about? Shape-shifting mind control abilities to infiltrate humanity from serpent men hiding in underground passages.
okay.
So this is still fiction, by the way. And that's where some of this is according to a little bit of research I've done, some of the origins are claimed to have come from.
Yeah.
That mixture of, myth and then things that, could be marginally true, like Atlantis. Still
Okay.
pretty unlikely, let's say.
Yep.
Mixed with complete, rubbish. Now, actually, no, let's not, rubbish it just yet.
No.
The Emerald Tablets, which is another book that I think is fiction, form the basis for David Icke's book, Children of the Matrix. Okay. So I think another thing that ties in with this is alien abduction. So some alien abduction narratives from 1945, in a particular, a police officer claims to have been taken aboard a UFO by humanoid beings with a reptilian appearance who wore winged serpent emblems on the side of their chests. But people consider this a hoax. You don't say. Now, let's fast forward to sort of the hypothesis itself and what would appear to be the biggest sort of, proponent of this.
Yep.
Which would be David Icke. So David Icke says that basically tall, I'm sort of reading some of his quotes here.
No, go for it.
Tall, blood-drinking, shape-shifting reptilian humanoids from the Alpha Draconis star system. Oh yeah, Alpha Draconis.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, they're always
Just round the corner.
Oh, they're always up to something, aren't they?
Yeah.
Old Alpha Draconis. Why can't they leave us alone? Bloody drinking blood. Anyway, now they're now hiding in underground bases and are forced. They are the force behind a worldwide conspiracy against humans. He contends that most of the world's ancient and modern leaders are related to these reptilians, including the Merovingian dynasty, the Rothschilds, the Bush family, and the British royal family. Icke's conspiracy theories now have supporters in 47 countries. So that's 47 people. And he has given lectures to crowds of up to 6,000. American writer Vicky Santillano included it in her list of 10 most popular conspiracy theories, describing it as the wackiest she had encountered. Okay.
About sums that up.
Yeah, I mean, there are some other bits that are probably a little bit more. We can get into it. But
Yeah.
before we do, let's give our thoughts on it. Your thoughts, Maurice. What do you think? What's your generally like? Just taking, without taking the mickey too much, I suppose. What's your thoughts on this whole thing? Is there anything in there that you can extract that makes relative sense to us?
The first thing that comes to my mind is, do the ulama say this is sahih or da'if?
I think it's pretty weak.
It's pretty weak, yeah.
Yeah.
So there isn't a chain of narration.
No.
Okay.
The chain of narration goes back to a book of fiction.
Yeah. Okay. Second thing that comes to my mind. David Icke does know that this whole thing's been inspired by fiction.
Well, we'll get into some of that because he would claim that, ancient peoples. Cute Icke hand.
Yeah.
Some ancient people.
Okay.
Basically, told us this knowledge through the art of calligraphy and cave paintings.
I mean, there is a small chance that he's misinterpreted the images.
Well, it's like someone discovering this attic
Yeah.
in 1,000 years and going, we realise now that houses used to have earphones. And the houses somehow had a force field around them.
I've just realised something
They were
very,
listening
very interesting
All
about
the sounds in the
our
house.
canvas,
What?
our collage.
Yeah.
There's turquoise on there.
It's got purple as well. If you know, you know. You know,
And if you don't,
you don't.
you don't.
Otherwise known as the turquoise era. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
It's a certain mood that Icke went through. Right. So let's get into what would be considered the factual element of this if we can. If there's such a thing.
Okay.
Icke proposes that interdimensional race of reptilian beings called the Archons have hijacked the Earth.
I mean, the only way you would know this...
Who do they hijack it from?
I don't know. The only way you would know this is if you were a part of that movement at some point.
If you had a thing about lizards. I just want to know how they hijacked the Earth. Like, they got on the Earth. Like, they rode up to the Earth
Yeah.
at 71,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And they were like, right, we're... who do they speak to?
Icke.
Like, who do we... Like,
The Queen.
yeah, like, who do we get... Like,
Trump.
so do you think they just rounded up all the powerful people and said, yeah, so... Hi, I'm a reptilian guy. Don't be afraid. But be afraid. Because I kind of want the Earth. But don't be afraid. So I'm going to, like, start...
Actually, would they come to...
hijacking the Earth and stuff. And do you want to be half a lizard?
Or would they go to the moon first?
Why the moon?
Because isn't that what they call the Death Star?
I'm getting confused between Star Wars and...
No, so Icke basically says that the moon is used to control us.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things that Icke says. We're just picking...
I quite like him.
As in, yeah, he's a nice guy. He's from Leicester, so...
Yeah. No, I quite like him.
Shout out to David Icke.
There's one thing that really made me laugh where he talks about compliance and how these... I don't know if you've seen it or not, but
Go on.
let me carry on.
He uses a word, I think. his
Yeah,
own
it's
made-up
amazing.
word.
It's amazing.
Go on.
So he says that obviously this elite reptilian race, shapeshifting race, is expecting everyone to comply, right? And the key word is compliance. And he said, what you need to do, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Go on.
Is the non-comply dance.
Have you seen it? Yeah, it's too good.
And he's like just doing this and he's
On
like,
stage.
no.
He's quite animated on stage.
No.
Non-comply dance. Do this comply. No.
He's quite like that on stage.
He's amazing.
He's animated on stage, isn't it? He starts doing, he's doing all this, isn't it? And it's just like, basically, he's just a grey-haired guy from Leicester.
Yeah.
He lives on the Isle of Wight.
But that was really funny, the non-comply dance.
I saw that as killing
Did you
me
see
off.
it? Yeah.
Non-comply dance.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no. I remember hearing him once, and you can tell he's running out of stuff to say. He's asked about religion or something.
Bro, his seminars are, mashallah, about 10 hours in length.
Mashallah. Big Durus.
Yeah.
Like, he...
They're what, 10 hours?
Yeah, I know.
8 hours, 9 hours?
People pay to go and see them.
Yeah. And the PowerPoint slides are crap.
I know, I've seen it.
They're really bad.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Really, like, basically, it's just art. It's like bad artwork.
Yeah. Did you see him? He was talking about jinn at one point.
Yeah, I've seen him talking about gin. I think
I-
they might have mentioned in this research.
I'll let you carry on. Go
No,
on.
it's fine. Because that's part of... So this is the thing.
I'm not too sure where to
We
start,
believe
to be honest.
him on that one.
Yeah, we believe him on that one, yeah.
On the gin one, he's bang on point.
Yeah, he is. He is. Even describes them as being made from smokeless fire.
He's bang on point. Anyone would think he's got that out of the Quran. Okay, so reptilians have hijacked the Earth.
You know what? Yeah, go on, carry on.
No, go on.
No.
That's fine, go on.
Are you going to touch upon the Wogan interview?
No. But
It's really bad. Yeah.
Wogan, turquoise.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
The second Wogan interview is a bit... You seen the second one?
Yeah.
They had a second interview, didn't they? So
Well, the first one, he just basically came on and said, I'm the Messiah.
Yes. He said a lot of weird things.
Yeah, he did.
He said, I'm glad that everyone's laughing at me.
Yeah.
Because he likes laughing.
Yeah.
All right, Dave. Okay, so humanity is being stopped from realizing their true potential because of these reptilians that have hijacked the Earth.
Yeah.
They're called the Anunnaki. Anunnaki? Deities from Babylon.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And the fallen angels who mated with human women in the biblical Apocrypha. Okay, I'm not even sure if I'm saying these things correctly. Oh dear. Icke believes that a genetically modified human Archon hybrid race of shape-shifting reptilians, known as the Babylonian Brotherhood, sounds like a reggae band, or the Illuminati. It does say, doesn't it? The Babylonian Brotherhood. Yeah, man. Okay, or the Illuminati manipulate global events to keep humans in a constant state of fear, so the Archons can feed off the negative energy this creates. You get the picture. When you look at the ancient world, you find this reoccurring theme of union between a non-human race and humans, creating a hybrid race. That's what he said, one of his quotes.
Okay.
From 1998, I started coming across people who told me they had seen people change into a non-human form.
Okay.
It's an age-old phenomenon known as aging? known as shape-shifting. The basic form is like a scaly humanoid with reptilian rather than humanoid eyes. He claims the first program started about 200 to 300,000 years ago. He says that the royalty and so on are from this race. I could go on, but basically it ends with them being linked to the United Nations and, MI6, CIA.
Okay.
Freemasons.
Okay.
The internet.
Okay.
It's all lizards. Bloody lizard galore down there.
Yeah. First thing I'd like to say after that, after those fascinating quotes, I was genuinely hoping that you wouldn't do the rest of the podcast in patois.
Yeah, I know, it's a bit cringe. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No.
So, well done.
I hate it when people do that.
Yeah.
So they just did that one thing.
Yeah.
Which was more than enough.
I think it was, yeah.
But the Babylonian Brotherhood, if anyone's listening out there who's forming a reggae band right now,
Go for it.
I know you're probably very relaxed about just the relaxed kind of guys, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They are.
But as in, they might not even come up with a name yet, so like, chill out.
Yeah.
We'll come up with a name when time's right.
Exactly.
And, you've been sat there for a few years now.
Yeah.
And you're still like, have we got a name? And you're like, hey, don't rush me. You know what I mean? It'll all happen in good time.
Yeah.
Babylonian Brotherhood.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Not after these lizards.
No.
Just because of Babylon and stuff.
Yeah.
And because you're brothers.
Exactly.
But back to the...
Okay, how do we decipher this?
So, I've got this, very interesting theory.
Go on.
Myself.
Go on.
Just very brief. I think Icke seeks to explain the cold-bloodedness of government and
That's very interesting.
secret societies through this. Basically. And there is a reptilian element to people. That's what it's described, isn't it? People can be quite cold-blooded.
They can be.
And quite ritualized, doing sort of strange ritual things. And so, therefore, we're lizards.
So you think the whole lizard analogy is just used as a metaphor to describe...
No, I think he actually believes that people are physically living. This is the problem. I have tried to give him the benefit of the doubt and be like, maybe it's just a big metaphorical thing.
Yeah.
But it isn't. He believes in summary that there's these lizard creatures that are evil, that are at the root of all the evil things that go on in the world, and they're governing from the shadows.
I mean, is there anything to say other than all of this sounds like conjecture?
Yeah, well, exactly. It sounds like a sci-fi movie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know what's interesting about David Icke, and let's be honest, let's be fair to him, lots of other stuff he says actually does make sense. And lots and lots of people agree with him on lots of things.
Yeah.
He's, in a lot of areas, he says stuff, and it has, come to pass.
Yeah.
Like the BBC.
Yeah.
And the Jimmy Savile. And he was talking about that.
He was.
He was talking about the institutionalized cover-up of things like that.
Yeah.
He talks about the corruption of government.
Yeah.
And he just joins some dots together that are interesting, that do, if nothing else, make sense, even if they don't, even if they're not, an accurate description of what's going on or whatever. But when you get to this, it just starts to sound crazy.
It does.
But then I suppose some people would say that about people who believe in God.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I don't want to, do the guy
You're right.
complete
but on
disservice.
On that note, believing that there is a being that
created everything
is just a lot easier to fathom than we're ruled
Well, it's a
by
very
reptilian
traditional. It's a
race.
traditional concept that's been around as long as we've been around.
Yeah, but then Icke would argue that reptilian
Yeah,
shapeshifters
but who's
have
been believing? Where's your, like, again, not to get all like weird about it, but where's your sort of, not evidence, but do you have a book or a,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
do you have a book? Maybe there's some good lizard prophets. There's like lizard prophets talking to David.
It's a strange one. You know what? I think it's important to sort of take a step back. How was he inspired by all of this?
So what I've come
Because
across,
wasn't he outside like a news agent? Or,
yeah, that's it starts to get a bit silly, and that's his own account. It's not like
Yeah.
he was.
And
Yeah,
I remember listening to something, right?
he was buying his penny sweets, and next minute, you know, whoa,
Or he was always in.
the heavens are communicating with me.
I don't know why I've
He's
just
outside
got
his
this.
local news
I've
agent.
just got this image of Brian Rose doing like a lizard walk.
Brian Rose. I think Brian Rose is a lizard.
It's possible.
Yeah, it is possible.
Well, this is the thing. Towards the end of the podcast, towards the end of this session, I want to get your take on who we think could be a lizard.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, we'll do that at the end.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Okay. So, I believe he got this revelation when he was.
Yeah,
He was. Was he in the library?
something like that.
Something like
Yeah.
that, right?
And then he went to Peru.
That makes sense. From the
as you
library
do.
to Peru. Ooh, did he do psychedelics?
I was about to say, I think he might have dabbled. Genuinely, I think he might be on the old Acacia bus. Yeah, he might have dabbled, and his hand went numb.
Yeah.
Something like that. Ah!
Yeah.
He went on the Acacia.
Yeah.
I think he definitely dabbled.
I think so.
And he said he had experiences on hills in Peru and stuff
He
like
did,
this.
he
Yeah.
did.
Like, I felt shocks of energy through me, mate. No, that was the LSD. But
Yeah.
anyway, whatever it was, that seems to be the catalyst.
Yeah.
But he
So
does
I
say
think-
some pretty grim stuff that I don't want to get into too
No, I don't think so.
It's a
I
bit
don't.
like, ugh, it's a bit
It's a bit
horrible.
vulgar, yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
As in, it's not. He's not vulgar, but some of
What he's saying.
the things he's talking about, if they were true,
Yeah.
they're pretty.
Yeah, you're right
pretty-
about human sacrifices.
in
And
like,
what
yeah,
have you.
secret ceremonies involving horrible things. Yeah,
Yeah, no, you're right.
which is more believable actually.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which is, still out there, but it's more believable.
Yeah, I mean that would fall into a whole different category, witchcraft and
The Aztecs used to do it.
yeah, satanic practices and what have you. But just to get back onto the topic,
Sorry, yeah.
so in 1990, I think he went on TV and,
Yes.
he put it out there that he was a son of God and that we're being controlled by this reptilian shape-shifting
As you do.
movement, as you do.
Yeah.
And he was obviously perceived to be a bit of a madman. And fast forward a few years, he went and did an interview again. And for some reason, he was taken a little bit more seriously.
I think because Terry Rogan really did him over on that first.
That wasn't nice. It
it was
wasn't.
a bit horrible.
It was.
Like, however silly something sounds or whatever, like public humiliation is never comfortable to watch.
No.
Especially when somebody's got, one thing I will say about David Icke, he doesn't seem to have an ounce of malice or anything.
I don't think so.
He seems like a nice man, actually.
Yeah.
And he's got his theories and everything. But he seems like an intelligent man as well. He doesn't come across as an idiot.
I'll tell you what I agree with. Okay, let's look at this seriously for a second. Set aside the whole reptilian shape-shifting movement. Set aside, he thinks that the moon is basically a bit of a Wi-Fi hotspot or
It's
whatever.
hollow.
Yeah, the moon is hollow and all that
I
stuff.
think it's a hologram, actually. I think he thinks.
Yeah, which is used to control the majority of the human race. And as a result, we basically see a fake reality.
Yeah.
So, setting aside all those things, I think he's right about a couple of things, okay? Which is, I think the idea behind there is an elite calling the shots. And, whether it's, I'm not saying this is definitely the case, but I'm saying this is plausible, that there are powers amongst us who are controlling, governing,
Yeah, definitely.
influencing, whether that be in media or government, or in any sort of structural institution. It's possible. It's possible that these powers exist.
Well, I think, that you start to get towards the Freemason, Illuminati, secret societies, which we'll maybe talk about on another episode. But
exactly.
I think, I've thought for a long time those things are very plausible, even if the names that they're given aren't maybe accurate. I think what's going on behind the scenes, there's definitely a lot of secret, underhand,
I think he's right about
bad behavior.
I think he's right about a lot of the things being covered up.
Yeah.
I think he's right about that. I have to give the man credit for this. He sold over 20 million books worldwide.
What can you say?
Well done.
Yeah.
20 million books.
That's it.
And he's been accused of a couple of things, actually, I came across. He's been accused of being a part of the society himself at one point.
Yeah, I've seen that. I think I've seen that.
Because, some people have said, well, look, Dave, how on earth do you know about this?
Yeah.
And the second one is that, look, he's just... Actually, 3 theories. The second one is that, look, he's just doing it for the money. Right? People just need an alternative. They need to be entertained. He's written X amount of books, sold over 20 million books worldwide.
Yeah, by now, is it just a character that he's playing?
Exactly. And the other theory, which is very interesting, some people say that he's a part of the conspiracy. I don't know if you've heard this or not.
No.
So some people say that, look, and this is very interesting. They say it's 50-50. So half of the things that he's saying about the elite, about the powers that be, about being controlled, manipulated, so on and so forth, he's saying a lot of that is true, but then it's mixed and diluted by all this craziness.
Right, okay.
Right? And it's a way, what do they say? It's a way of making people feel that David is their voice, but at the same time, making the man look a bit insane, therefore he loses credibility, which is an interesting one. And
it's all a bit convoluted though, isn't it?
It is.
I can imagine that drive you mad.
Yeah. And what else? What else is there to say about David Icke?
I think my own theory on him is just that maybe he would have been silenced by now, but because he says so much of the crazy stuff, he's just kind of left to it and considered a crazy guy.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I mean, the other thing to say is, okay, let's say for argument's sake, the world is run by this reptilian race. What do we do?
What can we do? Yeah.
Well, honestly. Okay, fine. Okay, yes. I've received this quote-unquote revelation. What do I do now?
The Queen's a lizard. What do I do?
Do we all move to the Isle of Wight and start writing books?
What do we do, though?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's the alternative? What's the solution? And I don't think there is one.
I don't think he puts forth a lot of solutions.
No, he doesn't.
Sort of like saying, you need to free mind.
Free your mind, Neo.
Yeah, and that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
The what's the thing? Non-compliant dance.
The non-comply dance.
The non-comply dance, yeah.
Yeah.
The non-comply dance.
Yeah.
I think we need to be doing a bit more than that if there's lizards. I mean, that is true, though. Why is there not an armed struggle against the lizard race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he quotes, I'm pretty sure, he quotes 1984 a little bit as well.
Yeah, he's talking about Orwellian.
Yeah.
But that a lot of that does have real contrast.
A lot of it has.
And it's very interesting.
Manifested itself in many different ways.
Yeah. So that's that's the thing that a lot of people do quote. That term's become a term in our language, hasn't it? Orwellian, totalitarianism.
Exactly. But yeah, here we go. So 5 people you think could be lizards? If this whole thing were true.
Aleister Crowley.
Okay.
One of the heads of Freemasonry, going back a long time ago.
Yeah.
The Queen. Why not? Just why not?
Just why?
She doesn't smile. She seems pretty cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Margaret Thatcher.
Interesting.
There's 3. Ooh.
We could go with 3 if you want.
Have you got any others?
Theresa May.
Oh, good. Yeah. She's like a gecko. It's like a little
You're right.
bit insignificant. Whereas I think like Alistair Crowley would be like a Komodo dragon.
Oh.
Tony Blair, chameleon.
Definitely.
Bloody changes his colours whatever room he's in, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Or Tony, not he or she, just Tony.
Yeah, just Tony.
Yeah, I don't know if he's chosen his pronouns. And who else? Joe Rogan. Why not? Just put it out there.
Yeah.
He's like a laughy lizard. He's one of those lizards that laughs a lot. Yeah.
And his stand-up is terrible.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Which is probably because he's cold-blooded and he's...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Spot on.
Yeah. They're my 5. That'd be a good
Viewers
dinner.
and listeners,
That'd be a good dinner party, wouldn't it?
tell us your 5.
Yeah. So in the comments below, what we want you to do each week is get involved. So this week, get involved in this activity. Tell us your 5 lizards that are masquerading as humans. And also tell us if you believe that this is a true theory or a false theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, final thing to say. Conspiracy, true or not?
Yeah. Not. For me.
Yeah, it's not true for me. I think the whole thing's a bit of a...
Yeah. But give us your thoughts in the comment section, get involved, and until next time, the truth is somewhere.
The truth is indeed...
Somewhere.
Somewhere.